Yeah, so last week we talked a lot about what happened with Anthony Smith and his corner, basically just sending him out to die in front of Glover Teixeira and the rest of the world. Fortunately, all he lost was his teeth. Now, Jason Herzog has since come out and claimed some responsibility for what happened and basically owned up to his own um, failure, I guess you could say. I don't think most of the blame should be put on him, but certainly some of it. And I was really happy to see this tweet because normally we criticize referees a lot, but it tends to be a very one-sided conversation. We don't hear from them. We don't hear their takes, their perspectives. And we got to hear from Jason, and he basically came out and said, I made a mistake. I'm owning up to it, and I'll get better, and I will improve from this. Now, one of the things I want to say about Jason Herzog too is, besides what happened last week, I can't recall a single time where I really questioned his judgment as a referee. Never. I mean, I think he's one of the best there is right now, to be honest. I think him, Herb Dean, Mark Goddard, Keith Peterson, even with all his cigarettes and alcohol, I think Keith Peterson is one of the top referees we have right now. I think Jason Herzog is one of the top referees we have. And I just appreciated that he came out and owned up to it, said he'll get. You can't ask much more from a referee, right? Like, he admitted he fucked up, and he'll get better from it. That's all there is to it. And on the other side of things, Anthony Smith, not too happy with the criticism his team is getting. He tweeted something along the lines last night while he was watching the fights was, I'm watching the fights right now, and I see one guy hitting the other guy. Is this the point where the corner and the referee step in to stop it? And at what point do we get disgusted? He put disgusted in quotes. I think maybe he was citing Chael Sonnen, and Chael had a lot of things to say about the corner work and the referee work in that fight. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised Anthony is defending his team. I think we all could have expected that he would say, "Hey, they have my best interests at heart. I don't blame them." But he seems a little salty, a little saltier than I would expect about the criticism regarding his team. I don't know. What do you think about all of that?
Well, first of all, what you're saying about Jason Herzog, I have to agree with you there. I mean, I can't think of a time when he messed up really. Like if you think of Steve Mazzagatti or even Herb Dean, I mean, you can pinpoint moments in their career where they make mistakes, and that happens because being a
Not
ref in this
not
kind of
Mario though. Mario
no,
Young
no, Mario
never
Young, no,
never
no,
made a
never.
mistake.
He's the
The
best we
goat.
have,
The goat.
No, he cares about the fighter health, and he just sometimes he stops fights too early, but again, being a ref is one of the hardest jobs you can possibly have in this kind of sport because I mean there's so much pressure on you and these careers are on you and the health is on you and you have to find that Goldilocks moment in a
Mhm.
fight if you're going to make everybody happy. And I really do like Jason Herzog, and I definitely respect him coming out and admitting he made a mistake. Whether or not he did, I mean, I guess that's ultimately up to Anthony Smith, and he seems to be okay with it.
He's very okay with
Yeah,
it.
he's
He
he's
didn't want those teeth anyway.
no, I mean I respect that too. I mean Anthony's a great guy. He's a good fighter, but he
Yeah.
seemed too tough for his own good for me. But if we're
Yeah.
gonna judge whether or not the corner should have thrown in the towel, I mean I guess it's all based on his opinion. If
Hmm.
he didn't want the towel to be thrown in, I guess you could say the corner did a good job because they know their fighter. Coming in on the sidelines, we don't know much about Anthony's like personal feelings towards that because he's not going to show it, obviously.
Hmm.
So I like having that perspective where we could see what Anthony really feels like. I like to see that tweet and the defense of the corner because he's taking a side, and I like that.
Yeah.
It makes it easier as a spectator to see what's going on, and it's easier to analyze.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Anthony,
yeah,
tell me how you really feel.
yeah, he's
Tell
he's
us how
doing
you
that.
really
I like
feel,
that.
Anthony.
He doesn't hold back, I didn't expect that from him, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I expected at least like one statement or tweet or whatever where he was like, "Hey, they did a good job. Don't worry."
Yeah.
Basically saying, "Please don't yell at my corner anymore." But he's defending them pretty. He's been very loyal to his
Yeah.
corner, which
And yeah, he
I
seems like he's being a
suppose
good sport about it too.
I suppose we will see in the future where that takes
I
him.
really want to know what Jason Herzog's like feelings were when he got handed the tooth and just put it in his pocket.
He shit
That's
his
really
pants.
interesting. Yeah, he's probably like,
What,
"Oh, this
what do
guy's
you
real
think in that?
serious."
Oh man, that had to be a spooky moment for
Yeah,
Jason.
I I
Uh,
I would freeze up in that kind of scenario. I wouldn't know what to do. You know what I mean? Because it's just there's so much on the line. But when someone hands you a tooth, that's oh, and he
what
didn't
if
even react to it. He just put it in his pocket. He was totally fine with it.
what if he took it home with him? What if he forgot to give it
It
back?
forgot. I think he just wanted it in general. Took that on purpose.
He's like, this is a trophy for
Yeah,
the
he's like,
time I let that man die in the octagon.
oh my god.